Well, unless you've been living under a rock for the past few weeks, you've probably seen this. Yeah, an electric Charger, but with a twist. Now, just in case you have been living under a rock with Patrick Starr,
Good morning!
let me bring you up to speed. Dodge unveiled this electric Charger concept a few weeks back at Speed Week. They were talking about melted jelly beans and trips to Costco.
As slippery as a melted jelly bean. A muscle car that can literally run the quarter mile, run to Costco, and outrun Darwin.
But the main takeaway was that they are coming out with an electric Charger, and it has an exhaust system of sorts. Dodge didn't want to release another boring EV to the market, so instead they're doing this. Now, you're probably asking yourself, Tyler, that's great and all, but where the heck is the sound coming from if it's an electric vehicle? Basically, Dodge has said that the sound is an amplification of the onboard motors on the vehicle, not sound coming simply from speakers. Which is good, because that was my first thought, is that, oh boy, they are pumping fake sound out of this thing. That's not gonna go over well. And honestly, we don't know 100% just yet, because this is a concept vehicle, but in the presentation, they were speaking about that this is an amplification of the motors on board, and it's 126 decibels, guys. That is definitely Hellcat loud. This is something that's never really been done before, making an EV that's loud, that you can actually hear coming. So in some regard, I respect Dodge for doing this, because that's at least half the fun of owning a muscle car, per se, is the sound it puts out. Now, I've been reading some comments on some other threads and articles, floating around the internet, and a lot of people are like, how's the car revving if it's in gear? If we look at other electric models on the market, this concept here from Dodge could have a motor on each wheel. It's not out of the question that with, software, a different drive mode, you could flip a switch and have only the rear engaged while the front is free spinning, and boom, there you go. You can rev your electric Dodge Charger. So just a theory, but it's definitely possible. Another side thing on the sound, with an electric car, I think that's gonna be honestly very helpful for throttle input. So if you're tracking the car or something like that, and I'm not sure how many people would be tracking this. If you're driving aggressively, I think it would help to know the amount of throttle input you're giving the car, because I could see that as one of the weird things of getting used to an electric vehicle, not having that sound that you can kind of reference to know how hard you're pushing the car around turns, things of that nature. So it might be something that is kind of like a driver aid too, but who knows? So what else do we know? Well, we know that this car is gonna come with a multi-gear transmission.
The new Erupt system. It is a multi-speed transmission,
which is unlike the majority of EVs on the market. Most EVs on the market today, your Teslas, your Mach-E, whatever's out there, is usually one gear. One gear is more efficient. However, having multiple gears to play with, you can still get that torque sensation when you're shifting through the gears, and that's what a lot of people, including myself, really like. So I'm happy that they're going that way. I think that'll be cool, it'll be unique. Along with that multi-gear transmission, we're also gonna get 3 power levels, according to Dodge, going all the way up to an 800 volt Banshee power system, which the 800 volt architecture is great. So really cool to see that. It's gonna be a good amount of power. Now, they haven't given us power figures because, again, it's a concept, so we gotta slow our roll a little bit.
What about the power? Yeah, I'm not gonna tell you that yet.
But also, with direct connection, they're offering 9 different power levels for this car. So that's gonna be pretty crazy. I'm interested to see exactly what that means. Aside from the power levels, we also know that we're gonna have different drive modes. Everything from
slam mode, drift mode, drag mode,
and donut mode, which sounds like a blast to me. I'm sure it's gonna be just flip a switch like any other kind of EV thing, and boom, you're doing donuts. Like super easy, no prep, Make it happen. Done. But moving to the actual car itself, when they unveiled this, my first thoughts was like, oh my god, what the heck is that? Then I took a second and I was like, you know what? I see it. I see the Dodge Charger roots that they put into this car. My favorite part is actually the front end. You can see this like spoiler that they've done on the front end where the air, they have a demonstration of the air moving through and over the hood, across the top part of the car, and it's going through this like front spoiler in the grill. I think that's an awesome idea. I really wonder if that's something that's gonna make it to production or not. I have a feeling it probably will. I think the car is going to be pretty close to this since Dodge really came all out with this at their presentation and paraded it around. I have to imagine it's going to be pretty close. But the body lines of the car, I think look great. I think that it's a very futuristic design. And honestly, I think it looks pretty good. On to the kind of sad news here, which if you've watched that presentation, or you've read some of the articles, I'm sure you're already familiar that this means that the Hellcat is going to be going away. We got one more model year on the Hellcat and then that thing's gone. So if you want that big burly V8 putting out a ton of power, then it's time to buy it right now, because Dodge has pretty much said that this thing and this type of, EVs are the future for them, and that's kind of where they're going. So if you like those gas guzzling V8s, make sure to pick yourself up one now. Some final thoughts here. This car, I know, has Dodge fans and frankly just car people all over divided almost in half. Some people really think it's cool, they think it's futuristic, they like the technology aspect of how far it's come and what we can do with the electric powertrains that these cars are being equipped with. Especially, Dodge, they're gonna throw a ton of power in this thing. It's gonna compete with the Hellcats, with the Demons. It's gonna be a blast to drive, I'm sure of it. You're gonna have that instant torque, tons of drive modes to play with, multi-gear transmission. I mean, it sounds pretty good. And it's gonna be loud. It's gonna actually have a soul to it as far as what we saw. And honestly, I think that's pretty cool. Now, you got the other side too, where, the more pure V8 guys that are gonna be like, this is sacrilege.
Oh, hell no!
Like, this is terrible, never would buy in a million years. And that's totally valid too. Honestly, the sound of the V8s, the sound of these Hellcats that are out there right now, the power they put out, amazing. So you're gonna have two different sides of the coin here. But it looks like this is the way that the future is pushing us in terms of the automotive market. Big V8s just don't seem like they're gonna be around for that much longer. And I love these big V8 cars just as much as you guys do. And it's kind of a sad point to be in as we transition over to something else. But Dodge adding some sound to an EV, I don't know. I think that it's something different. I think I'd rather have an electric car that has some sound to it. If anything, if it's a George Jetson sound, I'll take it. I want some sort of soul out of that thing. But I also know that electric cars, there's tons of performance in them. Well, not all of them, but like the Tesla Plaid, Porsche has a crazy one. And of course, when Dodge releases more information on this and we have a little bit more understanding of the exact power figures it's putting out, the price, that's a big one. It's probably gonna be expensive. I think it's cool. So, guys, with all that being said, this was a quick recap. Let me know your thoughts down below though. I'm curious what you guys think about this electric Charger from Dodge. Do you think it's something that you would pick up, or are you gonna pass on this and stick with that V8? Let me know down below, and of course, if you like the video, hit the like button. That really allows the video to go to more people and kind of spread the information. So I really appreciate your time, guys. You guys have a great day, and we will catch you in the next video. Bye.